Aloha! Good afternoon, good afternoon. It's 2020. Happy New Year. For those that didn't wish a Happy New Year last week. What's going on? What's going on? Warrior Solutions here. You know, Fidelis. You know what it is. Join me for tea. Listen. So last week we kind of talked about interviews, right? Interviewing yourself or whatnot. So there must have been a bit of confusion here and there where people assume this is just necessarily interviewing for a job. Self-interview does not necessarily have to prepare you for a job or career. I was merely referring to self-interview in terms of self-reflection. It's 2020. 2020 is a year for you to reflect, a year for you to get to know who you are, a year for you to grow out of all these challenges that you have endured over the years, right? But today's topic is like a reminder. So this is like me reminding you that do not react to 2020 the same way or with the same experiences of 2019. Completely two different situations here. Okay? I've also heard someone say, well, how do we overcome? How do we then forget? How do we then, how should we react? Well, the issue is not that you have to forget what 2019 was all about. The issue is more so of like, what have you done to reflect? Have you been more self-aware than you are in 2019? I know it's only like week 2 into 2020. But that's more than enough time to have a self-conversation and reflection or whatnot, right? So what's the plan? So the question for you is going to be this. What's the plan for 2020? Right? Because you must allow your mind to open up and allow it to be so diverse. You know what I mean? So then you do not approach these challenges emotionally. Sometimes emotions will mislead us. But what we want to do is take time and reflect. Go back to the foundation of why 2019 did not work. What were the challenges? Like, how are you exactly reflecting based off of that? So that you do not come to 2020 with the same fears, the same doubts. You know what I'm saying? Do not come here with the same confusion into 2020. You must allow yourself to overcome that. You also must allow yourself to renew yourself for the better, the new journey. You know what I mean? Bear with me. Let me share this real quick. Okay? So that's kind of like what I meant by that. Okay? So the question for you is, regardless of what plan you have in place, how much information do you have to make the right decision in regards to that plan? Have you researched it? Okay? And why must you ignore those challenges you have faced? Do you know that you going through those challenges is growth? Mental growth. You learn patience out of that. See what I'm saying? So those challenges that you endured in 2019 should have strengthened you. In 2019, I also said you're a student of life. You should know how to get back up when you fall because you have those experiences, right? So that's pretty much what I'm saying here. But you cannot bring about the same confusion from 2019 in pursuit of 2020. It's going to mislead you. Completely different focus, different energy. You understand? So, but how well are you paying attention to yourself? Do not try to run away from who you are. Do not try to run away from your obligations. Do not try to run away from your dreams. There are no shortcuts. Breathe. Take a minute. Reflect. Know what you want. How well do you know yourself? What's your level of patience? Okay? And what's the rush? You see what I mean? Have you written your plans down for 2020? Have you had a conversation with yourself about those plans? What are your intentions? You must be intentional in the whole process. That will bring about presence. You'll be present and focused because you'll know exactly what you're doing at any given time. I guarantee there's somebody here who does not remember one particular thing they wanted to do in 2019, but they completely forgot about, right? So the question to you would be, how did you forget? How did you get distracted from your focus? See, you want to be able to interview yourself in that aspect. You want to have conversations with yourself so then you can catch the weaknesses. You can catch those simple, small habits that negate your progress. Okay? What's keeping you away? It's possible. It's doable. Somebody has done it. Chances are people are going through it too. You understand? So ask yourself the right set of questions. You must spend time to reflect. You must spend time to acknowledge the good, the bad, and the ugly. Okay? Do not run away from those challenges otherwise that were heavy in 2019, because those are the challenges that are going to remind you your strength. You understand? You persevering comes from just pursuits, not giving up. Okay? Like I have a quote I want to share. It's perhaps even too early. Nelson Mandela once said, "A winner is a dreamer who never gives up." You must enjoy the journey. Understand your dream. What's the wealth of that dream? You understanding the wealth of that dream will give you energy to pursue it, because you're not going to take it for granted. You will not take it lightly. You understand? We cannot in 2020 keep being buried in worrying, being buried in those past challenges or whatnot. You must take time to reflect in 2020. You must take time to interview yourself in 2020. You must take time to put actionable plans in place in 2020. You must take time to acknowledge that 2020 is completely different year, and even year, completely away from 2019. 2019 is gone. The same moment, give it a time and it will last forever. This is your new moment. Take time, set up and start rebuilding ahead. Renew yourself. Strategically renovate yourself. Okay? It works. But ask questions. Research. The more information you have at hand, the more information you have at your disposal, the less doubts you're going to be having in your place, the less worries, the less fears. Okay? It's all about information. Having the right amount of information will give you, the lead to propel forward, right? But that's where I'm coming from. So I had someone ask this question. Well, it was more in terms of being stagnant in 2019. So then the question for me was like, but I also did say, do not react to 2020 the same way or with the experiences of 2019. Because chances are your focus, based off of those experiences, your focus is always leaning towards fear, doubt, or just because something did not fulfill, what you wanted. It did not mature enough to that level that you wanted it, right? So, but if you bring that same word and that same negativity, that's going to become your forefront again. And it's going to distract you from focusing on this year. The focus must be on 2020. Okay? Then narrow down your goals. What it is that you want to work on 2020. If it's 2-3 things, put it in quarterly aspect of things, right? From now to April, you're going to work on this and hopefully stay focused and finish it, right? From May to August, work on something else. And then from September to December, and then something else. But you cannot come up with 20 different things talking about I have 2020 New Year resolutions. And then you're listing a list of 10 different items. That in itself becomes misleading. See, the thing about pursuing your dreams is you must put the whole energy, the whole thought process, the whole emotional aspect of things, the passion, that pure understanding of who you are and believing in you and in the fact that it's possible. That's what propels you. right? Somebody, okay. Yvette, I didn't understand that. For who? What does that mean? Somebody says for who, but I didn't follow the trail. Hold on, give me a second. But do you understand what I'm saying? Do you understand where I'm going with this? Let me see who is saying what was that, Yvette? Okay. So the question is, how have you started 2020? What's the progress? Well, okay. Yvette, so what I mean by this, sometimes it becomes overwhelming. If you have 10 different goals you're trying to pursue at once, in terms of like New Year's resolution, it can become overwhelming. Then once you're overwhelmed, that just became misleading. You overwhelmed yourself. But why not just do 1 or 2 or 3? It works. Why 10? I mean, I've run into people that list 10 different New Year's resolutions and then by March they are forgotten. Chances are by today, someone has forgotten what their New Year's resolutions were they listed on the 1st. It happens. Man, seriously. So that's what I mean by it can become misleading. You know, you being overwhelmed, that's you completely forgetting what your agendas are. It's because you're not paying attention. You're allowing the emotions to lead. You're supposed to be the leader. You take lead and charge. That's what I mean. Thank you, Yvette. I appreciate you not, pointing that out. But yeah, so then I was asking, how have you started? Have you written those goals down? Have you had conversations with yourself? Have you eliminated fear and doubts? Do you believe in yourself and at what capacity? Self-belief should not be influenced by your, surrounding or people around you or whatnot. Self-belief should be independent. Self-belief is when you dig within yourself to understand that you too belong and your purpose in life matters. What you have to bring to the table is monumental, just like any other dream people bring, to this planet. What makes you happy? What gives you that, you know what I mean? You have to have that. Where is your fire? What is driving you? Where is that passion that keeps you propelling forward? You know what I mean? Like, what's that thing that you do so easily without so much effort? Yes, I'm not talking about whether you're sweating or not. You can be sweating but effortlessly because you enjoy what you're doing regardless. That's what I mean. What is it for you? Okay? It's no longer time for you to stay focused on the worrying and this and that. It's more time for you now to reflect on those challenges that you endured in the past so that you can self-learn. Teach yourself the new you. Teach yourself your strength. Teach yourself how really strong you are mentally, physically, just patiently. Patience too can be strength, by the way. You just being patient alone can be strength. Did you know that? Patience will prevent you from stepping into the ditch because you're not rushing or making silly mistakes or not getting into fights. Patience, just a minute to breathe. What are you doing differently in 2020 from how you used to handle yourself in 2019? Okay? That matters. You must take time. This is the year for you to do that. Reflect and interview yourself and reflect over again. And then know exactly what you want to do. And those intentions will keep driving you. Be intentional at all costs. Have intentions in your decision making. Have intentions in your planning. Be intentional as you communicate. Your intentions will keep you present. Your intentions will keep you alert. You being intentional will bring about your solidarity. Of course, with the right amount of information, you know, that propels you. How diverse is your mind? How are you challenging yourself for the better? Mentally too. How have you paid attention to your emotions so they don't mislead you? Listen, breathe. Just breathe. Breathe and then take time. Okay? Take time to accept and believe. Accept it, but believe in yourself. Accept whatever the challenge you have gone through. Accept it. Accept it. Your acceptance will bring about growth. You are going to grow from it. You understand? Challenges will instigate growth. If you understand those challenges and then respect the fact that you have endured and overcome, you must instigate growth out of that. That's good enough reminder for you that you have what it takes. You cannot go through a challenge and then keep dwelling on it. That challenge perhaps is there to teach you a lesson or two. Perhaps it's just something about yourself, or your environment, or your surrounding, or your friends, or, you know, your community. And things of that, you know. But listen to this. Network. It's 2020. What's your network looking like in 2020? How are you involved with your community? Do you understand that by you being involved, you're networking? By you being involved within the community, you are interacting with you're getting different levels of information to help you. You're going to learn a thing or two or three. You know? Do you ever volunteer to hang around, like go help some elderly people, you know? You'd be surprised how much you can learn from them. Ask them questions too, by the way. Ask questions. Ask questions. Ask a lot of questions. You know, somebody told me this week, matter of fact. There are no dumb questions. Only dumb people are afraid to ask good questions. There is no question as a dumb question or stupid question. If you're in an environment where people often give you a hard time for asking questions or whatnot, don't fall for it. Okay? You must ask questions, because the more you ask, the more knowledge you gain. Because you're fulfilling and filling up the gap within that curiosity. Okay? Somebody says, thank you so much for this wonderful message. You're welcome. You're welcome. Read those posts I post. I posted something earlier in regards to this. Read it. You'll understand what I'm saying. So the question to you is, have you taken time to yourself? Have you taken time to reflect just you, without any kind of distraction whatsoever? I mean quiet time. You need that. Okay? And then as you reflect, write down. Take notes. Okay? Catch those habits that were lingering around that otherwise prevented you from pursuing or continuation, right? Catch those simple mistakes that you made, so then you can grow from it. If you do not reflect, how are you supposed to pay attention to that? How are you going to learn from last year if you don't reflect? How are you going to learn if you're not interviewing yourself? You understand? Okay? Those are the questions you must ask yourself. Ask yourself those questions. How is your mind? What's your thought process like? Okay? What are you running away from? Why are you running away from your potential? It's 2020. Don't bring the same fears from 2019 into 2020. That was then, done. The past can never be changed. The future is whatever you want it to be. Depending on how you manifest it and your efforts and hard work and your, network or whatnot. Just the pursuits. It's possible. Okay? It's very much possible. I have a question here. So somebody says, okay, let me first read this. Thank you, brother. Christian says, we have also record stories from your, we can also record stories from your elders. Yo, stories are monumental. You learn so much from stories. Once in a while, I go sit next to Papa and I ask Papa. Papa tells me some stories and so much I learn from that, like, oh my goodness. Yo, and do you know out of that you can get an idea on how to pursue something? You can even get a strength here or there. That's it. By the way, through those stories is almost the same as networking. Self-teaching. Okay, Alice has a comment. Hi Alice, say hello to the boys. I had a mental reckoning in 2019. I overcome denial and realized that I need both knees replaced. Thank you for all. Okay. Let me read this the right way. Bear with me, people. Bear with me. Ooh, this is manual. I want to read this. Okay. Where is? Okay. I had a mental reckoning in 2019. I overcame denial and realized that I need both knees replaced. Thank God for all the information available on the internet. I pushed through serious fears and had a consultation with excellent surgeon on January. Listen, Alice is pretty much confirming the fact that have the right amount of information to make the best judgment, okay? Also, 2019 was 2019. This is 2020. Do not fear, okay? Ask questions, consult, second opinion. All those things work. Thank you, Alice. That was great feedback right there. You okay? Let me read the next comment. Bear with me, people. Okay, the next question was this. Reading what you have posted on Facebook. Okay, I came to 2020 with unfinished business. So what should I do next? What do you mean you came to 2020 with unfinished business? If you do not understand why that business was not finished, if you do not understand those boundaries that negated your progress, if you do not understand the foundation, you need to reflect. Okay? You cannot bring the whole that and push it back in front of the 2020 without understanding and acknowledging what went on there. You understand? That's the best way. Okay? First understand those, you know what I mean? Take time to reflect. Take time to ask yourself the right set of questions. Okay? Self-interview. I've talked about this. I already said, do not react to 2020 with experiences of 2019. I said that. Do not. Question. Let me go to the next. Where are we? Bear with me, people. Okay, that was the questions, right? So, but yeah. Okay. Okay, greetings. Okay. Yeah. But, so this is it though. Okay? So, I repeat this. Do not react to 2020 with experiences of 2019. 2020 is time for you to grow. 2020 is for you to reflect. Take time to reflect. Okay? Write down whatever your dream is. Okay? Figure out how to pursue that. It is possible. It's very much possible. Do not let anybody tell you otherwise. Believe in yourself. Believe and trust and do not doubt anything about you. Do not doubt. Believe in yourself. Your mind can heal. It can heal anything you want. Okay? It's been love. Warrior Solutions. That's where we at. We only remind you to stop worrying. Nothing more than that. And then we have conversations about life and its challenges. Okay? I appreciate everybody for joining me today. Nothing other than love. Alright? I'm out. Okay, I was out there, now not.